So today I'm going to do a follow-up of my previous video. In that one I showed you guys a really quick, easy, natural makeup look for back to school, and I know that that's not everyone's cup of tea, so I'm doing another one, and this time we are going to be looking at still quick and simple, but kind of more of an everyday glam look. So I am going to be using a little bit more higher end products in this video, but don't worry, I will be giving you other options as well. I'm just going to be showing you guys how those products perform because I don't want to be using like the same exact tools every single video. I want to, change things up a bit. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I'm going to get straight into the video. Just like in the last one, I'm not going to use a foundation. You can do whatever floats your goat, but again, make sure that it's going to be comfortable for all day wear because you don't know if you're going to have time to touch up between classes. And the reason that I'm not wearing foundation is because I only have this Wet n Wild BB cream and I despise it on its own. It is so sticky and tacky and just ew. I don't like it. I don't recommend this. And I just ran out of my e.l.f. Beautifully Bare foundation serum, so I cannot mix them, so I'm really sad. But I'm just going to let my skin breathe and deal with it. So we are going to go straight to the eyes. I'm going to prime them just like I did in my last video with this e.l.f. Shadow Lock Primer. And I'm almost out of this, so if you have any recommendations, please leave them down below. I would really appreciate that. But for budget, this is really good. It's only like $2 or $3. And I'm just blending it in with my fingers. Nothing fancy yet. So just like in the other one, I'm going to be using my Shaaanxo palette. So I'm just going to take that nude shadow and dust this over my eyes to set the eye primer. So we're just going to start with that yellow transition shade once again. And it does not have to be super tidy right now. Just get the color to the intensity that you want it. Now I'm going to take a smaller blending brush and take this burnt brick shade and apply this in the outer deep crease, whatever, you know what I mean, like under the transition shade. Really building up that red because I want it to be more intense than in the last tutorial. And then with that same big fluffy brush, I'm going to blend it out, but not so much that you can't tell that I applied that color. And if I need to, I can always go back in and intensify it. So once you're happy with your transition shades and your base, we are not going to leave it at that. We are going to delve into shimmers. And I'm going to dampen this e.l.f. flat shader brush. Always make sure to wipe off any excess water when you... Ooh, see, that's why I need to clean this brush actually when you wet a brush, because you don't want to saturate your shadows. Just dampen it to intensify the pigment. So I'm going to go into this really gorgeous rose gold shade. This is my absolute favorite in the whole palette. And I also really like this brush for packing on color because the short bristles give you more control. I feel like it's a little bit more precise. So once that pigment is as intense as I want it, I'm just gonna blend it. I don't have any product on this brush, I'm just buffing out those edges, and I'm going to go dampen this brush again, and we're going to use this really pretty shimmery, it's almost like a light champagne color. I'm just going to place that in the inner corner. We're going to add some color to our lower lash lines. And just like in the last tutorial, I'm going to take that transition shade down there, but I'm also going to add the red this time. So now I'm wiping off that e.l.f. brush that we used to pack on our lid color and trying to dry off as much as possible. And I'm going to take the kind of tip of that and dip into red shade. And take this as close to the waterline as possible so it's above the yellow shade, because I still want that yellow to be there to add a gradient. Now I'm going to take my smaller blending brush and that yellow shadow and just run this underneath to blend out the red because we really don't want it to be too intense. Alright, now that our eyeshadow is done, we are going to move on to mascara. Sorry that it cut off right there. My camera died. I had no idea how low the battery was, but I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Mineral Infused Mascara. It does not add a lot of volume, but it really lengthens them with no clumps, thankfully. And it looks really, really natural while also defining your lashes, and I can really see a difference. So I'm going to do a thicker coat of this than I did in my other look. And luckily, this mascara is really buildable, so you can add a ton of layers without it getting super clumpy. Now, in the last one, I only barely did my bottom lashes. This time we're gonna go full out. There, now mascara is done. Now I'm going to move on to eyebrows, and this is where the little bit of high-end stuff comes in. Now, I got this in my Marcia box. It is a $25 brow product. It is the Smashbox Brow Tech Shaping Powder. I do not have a drugstore brow anything. I used matte eyeshadow for the last video, and that is because I've been very lucky enough to have people gift me nice eyebrow products for some reason. So I'm just going to be using this, and it keeps the eyebrows in place all day and is very quick and easy to apply, and it blends out easy as well. So I do one at a time before the brow stuff sets, and then I go in with a spoolie, and this is my Anastasia number 7 brush, and I just blend out the powder, and it lightens the color up a little bit too, which I like because it is a little bit dark for me. According to PETA, Smashbox is cruelty-free, which is awesome, but for affordable brow products, I know that e.l.f., Milani, and NYX, which are also cruelty-free, can be found at the drugstore, and those brands have some really good brow kits. I've heard great reviews about them. I just do not have them myself. Or if you have a matte eyeshadow in your hair color, just use that like I did in the previous video. So I'm going to be contouring now. Contour is not necessary for school or every day, but this is a little bit more of a glam look, so I'm going to anyways. And I'm going to be using my ilikeweylie Bunny Blush Face Palette from e.l.f. And I'm going to be using this bronzy contour shade, whatever you call it. It's like a cool tone brown with gold glitter. It's really pretty. And I'm going to be very slightly contouring. I'm going to take this thin flat brush and dipping it in to create that line, and then I'll blend it out later. Now that I have it exactly where I want it, I'm just going to blend out that harsh line. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of that contour powder to the sides of my forehead and under my chin. So you could also add winged liner with this look, but I'm not going to because it's late when I'm filming this and I'm terrible at winged liner on camera. So now we are going to do blush. This is by EX1, and this is in Pretty and Peach, and this is a more expensive blush. I think this is $14. Again, a affordable option would be in this Whaley palette. I'm just using this because, like I said, I want to switch things up a little bit. So I'm going to use this same blush brush and just lightly tap into this because it's really pigmented. It doesn't look like much, but I promise you, you really don't need a whole lot of this. And I'm going to smile and pat it onto my cheeks. And this color, and the same thing goes for the Whaley palette blushes, just the peachy, warm pink colors, they really complement the eyeshadow colors that I chose, the rose. Okay, so my camera shut off, but I highlighted my cheekbones, of course, my nose, my cupid's bow, and what was ever left on my brush. I did my chin and my forehead were super glowy, and then added a little bit of shine to the brow bone. So finally we are to lipstick, and I'm going to take it back to a favorite of mine. I've not used this in forever, and I just put it on when I didn't realize that my camera had stopped filming, and I've fallen back in love with it. This thing has seen better days, let me tell you. I literally have not had it for an entire year, and it's almost completely gone. I've dropped this thing on the floor. I have smashed it to smithereens and put it back together with a Q-tip. I have mushed this thing into the top of my cap. But I love the color. It is Smoky Rose by Palladio. So I'm just going to literally tap it to my lips, because if I were to smear it on, I'd get way too much. I don't want this to transfer. So what I'm going to do to stop that, since this is a regular lipstick, it's not liquid, it's not a matte, I'm going to go back to my e.l.f. face palette, and I'm going to test out something that they said on the website. They said that you could take these shades and pat them onto your lips to mattify a lipstick. So we're going to try that out today. I'm going to take this darker blush here, and I think that it matches the color of the lipstick pretty well, and I'm going to just pat it on. I am in love with this lip combination. The blush just really brings something to this lip color. I love the combination, and let's do the kiss test. Hardly any transfer. Yay. So if you're like me and you take a water bottle with you everywhere, don't worry, because this is not going to get onto your straw. You're good to go. This look is just perfect for presentations, Fridays, school dances. It's very cute and just, I don't know, rosy, and I just really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you found this helpful, and like I said in my last video, school does not have to be the high point of your life, but you have to get through it, so why not make the most of it? Take a little time, pamper yourself, you know, make it a good experience instead of whining about it, because that's just going to make it so much worse for you. So I wish you all the best of luck. I'm sending you positive vibes, and I hope that this year is simply amazing, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this look, and I love you. Mwah. And I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.
Et si tu